Enjoy the Mindgasm. The intellectual podcast starts now.
Hello. Welcome to the Intellectual Podcast. I'm your host, David S. Dawson. It is Friday night, March 3rd, and it's time for me to give my monthly health update. So here I am. Nobody else is going to join me tonight. It's just me, and it probably won't be a very long podcast. I just wanted to pop on and say hello to everybody out there. And for those of you who've been following my health journey this year, I want to say thank you for all the kind wishes, well wishes, and warm thoughts that everybody has been sending my way. It has meant the world to me. I started this year actually fairly scared about my health, but things are going very well. And I just thought I'm going to stick with this monthly update. I'm going to make sure that I am open and honest with everybody about what's going on. Just as a quick recap, started the year off the end of 2022 learning that I have early liver cirrhosis and that I have celiac disease, and there's a potential that I may have some like food allergies and whatnot. So here's the update. I'm seeing an allergist, and we're going to be doing an allergy, an actual food test allergy next week or the week after. But they're going to do all the little pokes and whatnot and see what I react to. So we're going to get a grip on whether or not I actually have any food allergies. Hopefully I don't have any. I've now been gluten-free since mid-January. And I think I'm starting to feel the change in that. One of the things I've really noticed since I cut gluten out of my diet is I'm not hungry the way I used to be hungry. Like it used to be, if I ate any bread at all, I felt incredibly famished. And what I've learned about celiac disease in the last couple of months is that the gluten protein for a celiac disease sufferer causes an autoimmune disorder, which attacks the intestines and makes it so that your intestines don't absorb food nutrients. So the more gluten you eat, the hungrier you are, because your body doesn't think it's actually getting the nutrition that it thinks it's supposed to be getting from the food. Hi, Ryan. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Had a great time with you and the rest of the gang watching Cocaine Bear on Monday, by the way. Like that was so much fun. It was absolutely ridiculous, goofy movie, but what a great time we had going and seeing that together. And it is a reminder that going to the movies is a communal experience. So always great to get together with the band and go do a fun outing like that. The other thing that has happened for me in the last couple months is I've been losing weight. I think a combination of the Ozempic that I started in November and the gluten removal from my diet. I think those two things have been working hand in hand to do a lot of weight loss for me. And I'm not super active yet. I'm not like in the gym every day. I'm not working out. And I bring that up because I want people to understand that initial weight loss, it can happen without doing a whole lot of things other than just changing your diet. So I've changed my diet, and so from January 1st or 3rd, I think it's the 3rd is when I actually did my weigh-in at the start of the year. I was 309 pounds. Right? 309 pounds. Yeah. And now I am 285. And I'm going to show you here what that looks like. So on the left there is me at 305 pounds on January 5th. So I didn't take the picture on the 1st. So I don't have a picture of me at 309, but that's me at 305. And on the right is me 2 days ago. At 285. So you can see quite a bit of change in my face, especially along the jawline here. You can see I've gone from kind of a really rounder kind of squared off thing, and it's starting to taper, and the definition of me having a chin is actually returning. My family used to joke around that I was basically just a bubble blowing off the top of my shoulders because I had no neck, but I am starting to have a neck again, and you can actually see definition in it, which is kind of cool. It is going to make me look older, I think, as I go along. Maybe less mean too. I think I look kind of mean in the left hand photo there. I did have a couple of people tell me in the last couple of days that I have kind of a naturally angry face, and that these are new people I've been working with at work, and that at first they were afraid to approach me for stuff because they didn't think I was going to be very friendly. So that's always a fun thing to hear. It is something I've heard over and over again throughout my life. I do have a resting kind of angry face. But I'm a teddy bear, man. Like, get to know me. Please come say hi. I'm always happy to talk to people, and I think I'm a relatively friendly guy. But I can see, especially looking at this picture here on the left, I can see how I can put off a vibe that says don't F with me. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. We got another. Oh, hey, look at that. Hey, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, man. And as always, you and your lovely lady were gorgeous to see the other day yourselves, and it's always wonderful to catch up with you guys. But yeah, so overall, the health thing is going well. I will say the last week and a half or so, the weight loss has kind of slowed down. So I'm probably going to have to really start getting into the actual activity part of losing weight, which means getting out there, doing hikes, going to the gym, riding the stationary bike, because I am still heavy. I am 285 on a 5'11" frame. I am still technically up in that really high BMI rate, but I got to be careful about working out, because if I go at it too hard, I do have torn cartilage in my knees. I do have arthritis in my knees. I do have back issues. So I've got to make sure that while I'm still on the heavier side of things, that moving into working out isn't something I do that injures me as well, because an injury will set me back. So I've got to be very intelligent and very smart about the workouts that I do, working my way into a kind of higher strenuous workout as I continue to lose the weight. But I've lost a considerable amount. As I said, I was about 309 at the beginning of the year. I was about 320 at Thanksgiving. So 320 down to 285. We're talking 35 pounds I've lost in the last 3.5 months. So I'm doing good. And like I said, I appreciate all of the kindness, all of the encouragement, and please follow my social media. It's David S. Dawson on Facebook, David.S.Dawson on Twitter, and I believe it's also the same thing on Instagram. At any rate, you can check me out also at davidsdawson.com. And you can follow the podcast and everything else going on here at Intellectual at ixe.us or intellectualentertainment.com. Also, tomorrow at 1 p.m., that's Saturday, March 4th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I will have on the podcast a very special guest, Mr. Neil Halford, and he's going to come on to talk about Betrayal at Krondor, a video game he worked on 30 years ago. They are having a 30th anniversary celebration. There's a whole lot of things he's going to announce here on the podcast, so I hope that you will join us for that. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a great discussion with Neil, and I believe Whitney's going to be joining us as well, so it'll be a chance to catch up with Whitney Wegman Wood on the podcast tomorrow as well. And again, that is Neil Halford joining us tomorrow at 1 p.m. for Betrayal at Krondor's 30th anniversary. All of the announcements that you want to know about I believe we're talking about a get together, like a big 30th anniversary celebration. I think maybe up in Oregon, and a whole bunch of other really big and interesting things that Neil's putting together for the 30th anniversary of Betrayal at Krondor. So be sure to catch that tomorrow at 1 p.m. on all the places where we put the podcast live. That's Facebook, my page on Facebook, the Intellectuals page on Facebook. It also goes out on our new Twitch channel on for the Intellectual on Twitch, and it's going out on the Intellectuals Twitter feed. So just look for us. You'll find us. You know where it's at. If you're already watching this tonight, then you know one of the places to check it out. So I hope you'll join us tomorrow at 1. We will be taking questions and comments from the audience. I know Neil is really good at being engaged with the audience, so I hope you will join us for that. And once again, I thank you all for being so supportive of the journey I'm on with my health, and it's much appreciated, and it's very, very helpful in this time for me. And it brings me a lot of confidence that I can face the things that I need to face. And it brings me a lot of comfort knowing that I'm not alone in the journey. So thank you all so much. We will see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the 30th anniversary of Betrayal at Krondor with Neil Halford on the Intellectual Podcast. Until then, you take care.
Hello there, citizens. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the floaty that will not flush no matter how many times you try in the toilet bowl of crime. I am Darkwing Duck, telling you please, talk hard and enjoy the mindgasm. Whatever the heck that means. After all, you are watching Intellectual Podcast with your ears.